Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day and that everything is going great for you. Today we have a very exciting Cardano update because the market is finally showing several encouraging signs that could be pointing toward improving momentum for ADA. While it's still too early to declare a full trend reversal, today's price action, whale accumulation, liquidity growth, and Bitcoin activity are giving investors plenty to watch. We'll break down everything happening with Cardano, Bitcoin, whale wallets, exchange reserves, technical indicators, and the broader crypto market so you don't miss any important developments. Make sure you stay with me until the end because there are several key updates that every ADA holder should know. This video is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered financial or investment advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Cryptocurrency investments are highly volatile and involve risk. Today has been one of the most exciting trading sessions Cardano has experienced in quite some time. Although ADA is still trading well below previous highs and the market continues to recover from significant selling pressure, today's movement represents an encouraging step in the right direction. Cardano reached its highest price level in roughly a week, which may not sound dramatic, considering the broader correction we've experienced. But it is still an important milestone because every recovery begins with small improvements before larger moves develop. Investors have been waiting patiently for stronger bullish momentum, and while we are not completely there yet, several market indicators suggest conditions are gradually becoming more favorable. ADA managed to climb above the 15-cent level for the first time in about a week, reaching approximately 15.30 during today's early trading session. Considering that this happened during the early morning hours, it demonstrates that buyers were willing to step in despite ongoing market uncertainty. At the same time, Bitcoin has been fighting to hold important support levels, trading close to break-even around the $58,700 area after briefly falling to nearly $57,736 before recovering. That rebound is important because Bitcoin continues to influence the direction of the entire cryptocurrency market, including Cardano. Throughout today's trading session, the market displayed a mixture of green and red across major cryptocurrencies, reflecting cautious optimism rather than widespread euphoria. One of the most encouraging developments came from the derivatives market, where leverage liquidations revealed an important shift in sentiment. For one of the first times in a very long period, short sellers experienced larger liquidations than long traders. Roughly $500,000 worth of short positions were liquidated compared to approximately $380,000 worth of long positions. This is significant because it indicates bearish traders are beginning to lose momentum, while buyers are becoming increasingly confident. When short sellers are forced to close positions, their buying activity can contribute to additional upward price movement, creating the possibility of a stronger recovery if momentum continues building. Recent market analysis also highlights several positive developments. Cardano has been consolidating near recent price levels after experiencing a sharp correction, but importantly, selling pressure appears to be slowing down. Futures open interest has declined to approximately $360 million, showing that speculative leverage has cooled considerably. Meanwhile, the long-to-short ratio remains around 0.69, suggesting that derivatives traders still maintain a cautious and somewhat bearish outlook. However, this cautious positioning can actually become beneficial if positive catalysts emerge because it leaves room for sentiment to improve rapidly. From a technical perspective, ADA continues trading below its 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day exponential moving averages, confirming that the broader trend remains bearish. Nevertheless, several momentum indicators suggest downside pressure is weakening rather than accelerating. While this does not guarantee an immediate reversal, it does indicate that sellers may be running out of strength after months of persistent weakness. Many analysts continue discussing the possibility of bullish divergence forming, where price remains under pressure while momentum indicators begin improving. Historically, these conditions often appear before larger recoveries begin. Seasonal trends also provide a reason for cautious optimism. June has historically been a relatively weak month for cryptocurrency performance, while July has frequently delivered stronger returns. Although history never guarantees future performance, many investors are hopeful that seasonal strength combined with improving technical conditions could provide ADA with an opportunity to recover during the coming weeks. Cardano is not the only cryptocurrency displaying interesting developments. Bitcoin has also produced one of the largest whale accumulation events ever recorded. More than 270,000 BTC has reportedly been accumulated around the $59,000 price level, representing one of the biggest accumulation spikes in Bitcoin's recorded history. Large institutional investors and whale entities often accumulate quietly during periods of fear and uncertainty. Purchasing assets before major market rallies become obvious to retail investors. These accumulation phases frequently occur while overall market sentiment remains negative, making them easy to overlook. History has shown that major price advances are often preceded by periods of aggressive whale buying, and this latest activity certainly deserves attention. Similar accumulation behavior is also becoming increasingly visible within the Cardano ecosystem. Stablecoin activity has accelerated significantly as more than $5.4 million worth of USDCX has reportedly been minted on the Cardano network during the past 48 hours. This follows recent USDCX inflows that have boosted liquidity across the ecosystem. Total reserves have now surpassed $35 million, representing continued growth in available liquidity on Cardano. Rising liquidity is an important indicator because it supports decentralized finance applications, improves trading efficiency, and attracts additional users and developers to the ecosystem. Increased liquidity generally creates healthier market conditions and strengthens the overall blockchain infrastructure. DeFi activity has also been expanding, reflecting growing participation across decentralized applications built on Cardano. As more capital enters the ecosystem and more users interact with decentralized protocols, the network continues strengthening its long-term fundamentals, despite temporary price weakness. However, perhaps the most impressive development involves whale wallets. The amount of ADA held by whale addresses has reached an all-time high and has continued climbing steadily throughout the year, even though the overall number of whale wallets has declined slightly. This means fewer but significantly larger investors are accumulating increasing amounts of ADA. Currently, whale wallets collectively control approximately 26.2 billion ADA, representing one of the strongest accumulation trends ever observed. Interestingly, this major accumulation accelerated during the latest market decline and remained resilient even after ADA experienced temporary rebounds. Throughout months of fear, uncertainty, negative headlines, and declining prices, large investors have continued expanding their holdings instead of selling. This consistent accumulation demonstrates remarkable long-term conviction despite challenging market conditions. Bear markets have historically been periods where patient investors quietly build positions while others become discouraged. Many of today's largest cryptocurrency holders accumulated their assets during previous bear markets when sentiment was overwhelmingly negative. Current whale behavior appears consistent with that historical pattern. Some skeptics have suggested these large wallets might simply belong to cryptocurrency exchanges rather than individual whales. However, available exchange data tells a completely different story. Cardano recently reached a new all-time low regarding the amount of ADA available on centralized exchanges. This means exchange reserves continue declining while whale wallets continue increasing. Those two trends occurring simultaneously create a potentially powerful supply dynamic. As more ADA moves into long-term storage and less remains available for immediate trading, future demand could have a much greater impact on price. This combination of rising whale ownership and declining exchange balances has historically been considered one of the most bullish on-chain indicators across many cryptocurrency markets. If demand eventually returns while circulating exchange supply remains limited, Cardano could experience what many investors describe as a perfect supply squeeze. ADA has also climbed back to approximately the 16th largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization after previously slipping closer to 18th position. Among the top cryptocurrencies, Cardano has recently ranked as one of the strongest performers during today's recovery, demonstrating renewed investor interest compared to several competing digital assets. While these improvements are certainly encouraging, it remains important to stay realistic. The market still has significant work ahead before confirming a sustained bullish trend. ADA remains considerably below previous highs, and substantial resistance levels continue overhead. One important technical target is the 20-day moving average, which could become the next major test for buyers. Successfully reclaiming and holding above this moving average would represent another positive milestone. However, if ADA once again faces rejection at that resistance level, additional downside cannot be ruled out. Much of Cardano's short-term direction will continue depending on Bitcoin's performance as well as broader macroeconomic conditions, including interest rate expectations, global financial markets, and ongoing geopolitical developments. These external factors continue influencing risk assets across the financial world, including cryptocurrencies. Even so, the overall picture surrounding Cardano appears noticeably healthier than recent price action alone might suggest. Whale accumulation continues, reaching record levels, exchange reserves continue declining, stablecoin liquidity continues expanding, DeFi activity continues growing, selling pressure continues easing, short sellers are beginning to lose momentum. Bitcoin whales continue accumulating aggressively. All of these developments point toward improving underlying fundamentals despite temporary market weakness. While no one can predict exactly when the next major rally will begin, these are precisely the kinds of signals long-term investors often monitor during accumulation phases. As always, patience remains one of the most valuable qualities in cryptocurrency investing. Markets rarely move in straight lines, and periods of uncertainty often create the strongest long-term opportunities for disciplined investors. We'll continue monitoring every important development as the day progresses and keep you updated on everything happening across Cardano, Bitcoin, and the broader crypto market. If you enjoyed today's analysis, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you never miss another update, and share this video with your friends and fellow crypto investors. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about Cardano in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and happy investing.